IELTS Speaking Part 1, Time Management. Question 1. How do you plan your time in a day? Model answer. IELTS Speaking Part 1, Band 6 answer. I usually make a simple plan for my day. I think about what I need to do and try to finish the important things first. Band 7 answer. I normally plan my day by writing a short to-do list in the morning. I put the most urgent tasks at the top, like schoolwork or work deadlines, and then I schedule easier activities, such as exercising or reading, later. This helps me avoid forgetting things. Band 8 answer. I try to manage my day in a structured way. Usually, I plan the evening before by writing down the 3 main tasks I want to achieve the next day. For example, if I have work meetings, I schedule them in the morning when I feel more focused, and I leave creative tasks, such as writing or studying, for the afternoon. I've found this system, which is similar to the priority method many Japanese companies use, helps me stay efficient and balanced throughout the day. Question 2. Is it easy to manage time for you? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Sometimes it's easy, but other times it's not. If I have too many things to do, I feel a bit stressed. Band 7 answer. I would say it's not always easy for me. When I have a normal schedule, I can manage time quite well. But if something unexpected happens, like extra homework or sudden tasks at work, I often struggle to adjust. Still, I try to stick to my plan as much as possible. Band 8 answer. I think time management is something I'm still improving. On regular days, I can manage my time well because I have a clear schedule. But when urgent or unplanned tasks appear, I sometimes feel overwhelmed and lose track. For example, last month when I was preparing for an English test while also working part-time, I had to sacrifice sleep to meet all the deadlines. This experience made me realize that flexibility is just as important as having a plan. Question 3. When do you find it hard to allocate time? Model answer. Band 6 answer. It's hard for me to manage time when I'm very busy. For example, during exams or busy workdays. Band 7 answer. I usually find it difficult to manage time when I have many different things to do in one day. For example, if I need to attend classes, finish assignments, and also meet friends, it's hard to balance everything. I sometimes end up being late or tired. Band 8 answer. The most challenging time for me is when several responsibilities overlap. For example, during university exam week, I also had part-time job shifts, which made it hard to decide whether to study, rest, or work. I think many young people in Japan face the same challenge, especially when they have to balance school with club activities. At such times, I realize the importance of prioritizing and sometimes saying no to less important tasks. Question 4. Do you like being busy? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Yes, I like being busy sometimes because it makes me feel useful. But if I'm too busy, I get tired. Band 7 answer. I do enjoy being busy to some extent, because it gives me a sense of achievement. For example, after finishing many tasks in one day, I feel satisfied. However, if I'm busy for too long without a break, I can feel very stressed. Band 8 answer. Personally, I like being busy as long as it's a productive busy, meaning I'm working on things that are meaningful to me. For example, when I was preparing for a presentation at university, I spent hours researching, practicing, and editing, and although I was exhausted, I felt motivated. On the other hand, being busy with repetitive or unnecessary tasks can feel draining. So for me, the quality of busyness matters more than the quantity. IELTS Speaking Part 2. A family member you spend time with. Describe a family member you spend a lot of time with. You should say who this person is, what you usually do together, what kind of person he, she is, and explain why you spend the most time with him, her. You have 1 minute to talk. You have 2 minutes to talk. Model answer. Band 6 answer. The family member I spend the most time with is my sister. She is a few years younger than me. We usually study together at home and sometimes watch TV or go shopping. She is a kind and friendly person, and I feel relaxed when I am with her. I spend a lot of time with her because we live in the same house, and we share many interests, so it is easy to do things together. Another reason I like spending time with her is that I never feel lonely. Even if I have nothing special to do, just sitting with her and talking makes me feel comfortable. I think that's why I value our time together very much. Band 7 answer. The family member I spend a lot of time with is my younger sister. She is in high school now, and we often spend evenings together. For example, we usually do our homework at the dining table, and after finishing, we might watch a drama or cook something simple. She is cheerful and talkative, which makes the atmosphere at home lively. I think I spend so much time with her not only because we live together but also because we support each other. For instance, when she has a test, I help her review English vocabulary, and when I feel stressed, she tells me funny stories to cheer me up. Spending time with her makes daily life less stressful, and we have a strong bond. Besides, I believe these daily interactions are preparing us for the future. Even when we grow older and live apart, the time we share now will give us good memories to look back on. So, I feel very lucky to have her as my closest companion in the family. Band 8 answer. The family member I spend the most time with is definitely my younger sister, who is currently a high school student. Since we share a room at home, we naturally spend many hours together every day. We often do homework side by side, and in the evenings we like to relax by watching Japanese dramas or trying out new recipes in the kitchen. Sometimes we even go shopping together on weekends, which is always fun because she has a good sense of style. In terms of personality, she is very energetic and optimistic. She loves making jokes and starting conversations, which creates a positive atmosphere in our family. Compared to me, she is much more outgoing, and I think that balances our relationship well. The main reason I spend the most time with her is that we genuinely enjoy each other's company. For example, when I feel stressed from studying or work, she usually makes me laugh and helps me see things from a lighter perspective. On the other hand, I also try to support her, especially when she is preparing for exams. This mutual support has made our relationship much stronger over the years. Moreover, I believe spending time with her is shaping my own character as well. I have learned to be more patient, more understanding, and even more responsible. Looking ahead, even if we live in different places one day, I want to maintain this strong connection with her. I feel that the bond we share now will become one of the most valuable parts of my life in the future. IELTS Speaking Part 3. A family member you spend time with. Question 1. What are the advantages of strong family relationships? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think the main advantage is that family members can support each other. For example, when a person feels sad or stressed, their family can give advice or comfort. Also, strong family relationships make people feel safe, because they know they are not alone. Band 7 answer. In my view, strong family relationships are important because they provide both emotional and practical support. For instance, children can grow up in a secure environment when parents and siblings have a close bond, and adults can also get help from their parents or relatives when they face difficulties. This kind of support reduces stress and helps people feel more confident in life. Band 8 answer. I believe strong family ties are valuable in many aspects of life. Apart from emotional comfort, which is crucial during tough times, families also provide long-term stability. For example, in Japan, young adults often move back to live with their parents when they are saving money to buy a house. This is possible only if the relationship is strong and supportive. Moreover, such bonds help transmit values and traditions across generations, ensuring cultural continuity. Question 2. How many generations are usually living under one roof in your country? Model answer. Band 6 answer. In Japan, usually 2 generations live together, parents and children. Sometimes grandparents also live with the family, but this is less common now. Band 7 answer. In Japan, the most common situation is 2 generations, parents and children, living together. In the past, it was more traditional for grandparents to live in the same house, but now many elderly people prefer to live separately, either alone or in retirement facilities. However, in rural areas, 3 generations living under one roof can still be found. Band 8 answer. Traditionally in Japan, it was very common for 3 generations to live in the same household, especially in rural communities where family businesses or farms were passed down. Nowadays, urbanization has changed this pattern, so 2-generation households are far more common. However, during times of need, such as when grandparents require care, families may return to multi-generational living. This flexibility shows how Japanese families balance modern independence with traditional responsibility. Question 3. What are the benefits and drawbacks of a family of several generations living together? Model answer. Band 6 answer. The benefit is that family members can help each other. For example, grandparents can take care of children, and parents can look after grandparents. The drawback is that sometimes there are arguments because people of different ages have different ideas. Band 7 answer. A multi-generational household has clear advantages, such as sharing responsibilities and reducing living costs. Grandparents can help with childcare, while parents can support the elderly. On the other hand, living together can cause conflicts. Different generations may have different lifestyles, and sometimes young people feel they don't have enough privacy or freedom. Band 8 answer. Living with several generations can be very beneficial because it creates a strong support system. For instance, in Japan, working parents often rely on grandparents for after-school childcare, which reduces stress and financial costs. In addition, older family members can share wisdom and traditions with younger generations. However, one drawback is that it may lead to tension over household rules, finances, or lifestyle choices. For example, grandparents might prefer a quieter home, while younger members enjoy a more modern and busy lifestyle. Balancing these differences requires patience and compromise, which not every family can manage successfully. Question 4. Do both parents have equal responsibilities in taking care of their children? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think both parents should share the responsibility, but in many cases, the mother takes care of children more. The father usually works longer hours, so he spends less time at home. Band 7 answer. In theory, both parents should have equal responsibilities for raising children, but in reality, the situation is often different. In Japan, for example, mothers usually spend more time on childcare, while fathers focus on work. However, this is slowly changing, as more companies are encouraging paternity leave, so fathers can also take part in raising their children. Band 8 answer. Ideally, parenting should be an equal responsibility, but cultural and economic factors influence how duties are shared. In Japan, traditionally, mothers were expected to handle most childcare, while fathers concentrated on providing financially. Recently, however, there has been a shift. For instance, government policies now encourage fathers to take childcare leave, and more young families are trying to divide tasks more equally. Still, challenges remain because of long working hours in Japanese companies. In the long run, achieving a true balance would not only benefit the child but also reduce stress for both parents.
Congrats on making it to the end of this video, and kudos to you if you did all that practice. You are amazing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And you can also add my official LINE account that's in the profile. And if you do this, then I can send you a free phrases guide that you can use for your practice. All right, happy studying. See ya.